A delay on a game will eventually be good. A rush game will forever be bad. A quote from Shigeru Miyamoto. Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on some games being delayed, and at the same time, you know what? Why not? The controversy Sony PlayStation 5 cross-gen complaints. Okay, so what am I talking about here? So, of course, there are some games that are being delayed. The three games I'm going to be talking about in this vlog, thoughts, are The King of Fighters 15, God of War, Ragnarok, and Gran Turismo 7. At the same time, in this conjunction, both God of War, Ragnarok, and Gran Turismo 7 being delayed, and also decided to make them cross-gen. I'm going to give my thoughts about that. So it's going to be a double feature for this one, because for the delay part, it's not really much of a, like, I can't give more thoughts about it. I already kind of did it before with Cyberpunk 2077. So with that said, let's get started. So first of all, so if you're a fan of SNK and you're basically wanting to play King of Fighters 15 because it looks good, I did talk about it before, like, you know, the Shattered Expectation, the Fatal Fury team, come on, playing it safe. So there will be a follow-up on that one, but I'm going to give more time because I want to see more characters coming in. So with that said, of course, the director, the producer of the game, Oda, made an announcement that unfortunately King of Fighters 15 will be delayed to 2022 due to the pandemic. So you can see this as it's just a cop out. Oh, you can always say pandemic. Oh, people delayed the game. Oh, pandemic. Well, you really shouldn't be going there and saying that's a cop out. That's not cool. And second, apparently there's been a lot of report that fortunately now in Japan, the level of the pandemic there, I guess, is rising again a bit. So, I mean, if you're an FGC and you've been following Daigo Umehara, unfortunately in the past, he did get positive and then he got sick. But thank goodness he did. He went to the hospital and he got well. Now he's back again. But that was a scary thing, you know. Even I heard about it, like, whoa, that's not cool. So, in that part, should you even say, oh, that's a cop-out? Don't. Just don't go there. So if that's the reason, it is the reason. It is what it is there. So the delay, for me, not a big deal. I got other games. Because even if the game does come out, I'm probably going to wait for a while until it gets a set. Because, that's just me. I like fighting games, but I don't really go online that much. I just play once in a while online, but mostly play offline, arcade mode, finishing the story, doing the ending. I go for the story, but that's just me because I'm not FGC, but that's how I go. Again, so it's not a big deal. So, first of all, it's only their first delay, and they even said it, 2022. That's a big gap. Right now, we're almost barely starting the second half of 2021. So, 2022, when they just said, I think, 2022, I think they were trying to aim for first quarter. Again, I wouldn't be surprised, but that's only their first delay. So that's good. Again, you can still use Miyamoto's delay mantra. That's okay. If you do a second delay, again, that's still okay. By the time you're doing a third delay, that's when you start worrying. Case in point, Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, there was 4 delays, and the game is still bad. It came out crappy. And the problem was also is their delay just wasn't that good. Could have been delayed more, like a bigger distance, bigger window. Probably, but again, you know, they made their decision. Now they have to rely on it. And a lot of people, you can see what happened. I mean, it is what it is. So, again, right now with King of Fighters 15, 1 delay. They said early 2022, first quarter. So that's still good. That's still a long way. It's a long way from June. And if they do a second delay, the key thing is when they do a second delay by a month, they better make sure that by the time for that second delay, the game's coming out good and it's near perfect. The key thing again is the window of the delay. The problem with Cyberpunk 2077 was from the third delay to the fourth, the window wasn't that good. It was just 1 month. They could have just waited until 2021, like Review Tech USA said. So again, right now they're still good. First delay, you can still use Miyamoto's delay mantra. You're okay. All right. So now we're moving on to the two game. Apparently now it's controversy, but for this one, I'm gonna call it controversy. Yes, I can't believe I said that. So what am I talking about here? For people who don't know. So the head of Sony Entertainment, not Jim Ryan, but there's the other guy, Hermen Hulst, I think the guy name. I think he used to be the president of Guerrilla, Killzone, and Horizon Dawn. So anyway, I don't know the people because they all changed. But the bottom line here was he had an interview, and on the interview, basically he announced that the game will be cross-gen. Prior, it wasn't. So before even I mentioned about the cross-gen, I can't believe I'm doing this out of order, is that Santa Monica basically announced that God of War Ragnarok is delayed. Yes. If you watched in 2020 the State of Play PS5 showcase, they did say 2021, got pushed back to 2022. Me personally, great. Again, first delay, no problem. But also, I knew it's going to be delayed because when I first saw it in 2020, and they said, 2021, like end of 2021, nah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work there. So I had a feeling it was going to be delayed. So 2022, when they just said 2022. And also, side note, credit to both Cory Barlog and Review Tech USA. I saw this. I want to give a quick thoughts about it. For the people who attack Alana Pierce, because if you don't know, she now works also for Santa Monica. People sending her hate messages. Get a life, dude. I got to respect for what Cory Barlog did. Give props to him. He basically said, hey, if you got a problem with God of War being delayed, whatever, take it up on him, Cory Barlog. So, again, I mean, the same goes what happened with Laura Bailey with The Last of Us 2. If you get a problem with the crap's happening with the game, your savior game, your whatever game that you worship, take it on the director, on the producer. Take it on them. The other people, they're just doing their job. I don't understand why, like, it makes you feel good, dude. Grow the flip up there. Sorry. It's kind of irritating. It makes the gaming community look bad. But yeah, that wasn't cool what, again, people do. I don't understand why people would get frustrated for a freaking recreational activity. Just saying there. Okay. Woosah. Anyway, like I said, God of War Ragnarok is delayed. And another one that's also delayed, which I wasn't really following, is Gran Turismo 7 was actually going to be 2021. I guess so. I wasn't really paying attention. I guess someone did mention at one point, but now it's also 2022. Gran Turismo 7, or the series itself, I have some of the game. I did play it. It's no Ridge Racer for me. I'd rather just stick with arcade style like Mario Kart and Ridge Racer. So, game itself, not really like my cup of tea. But anyway, apparently the game also was delayed. Whatever. I'm just surprised those games really sell. I mean, yeah, there's like shows and stuff. I mean, I guess. I mean, graphic-wise, it's really good. And the guy who created the Gran Turismo series, he loves cars. So, I mean, heck, I know there was a game that had Jay Leno as a narrator, but again, I digress. I keep doing this, I know. Both of those games are delayed. Not a problem. Again, first delay, not a problem. The problem, apparently, for some, and again, I want to give props to Dreamcast guy and Review Tech USA about the cross-gen decision. Personal opinion, good idea. As Phil Spencer said, when he created a new SKU for the Xbox One, removing the Kinect, options are good. Now you got people who can't have a PS5, can't afford it, can't look for one, whatever the reason is, and they have a PS4, and there's a lot of people, yeah, they got the chance. I mean, it's not going to be as good as the PS5 version, but at least, they have something. I played Miles Morales on the PS4. It's fun. Yeah, the frame rate's not as good as in the PS5, but it's still playable. It's still fun. Am I going to play it again when I have a PS5? Sure. Same goes with Ghost of Tsushima. with those other games, because some of the Sony games, you put it on the PS5, it has boost mode. So there you go. I mean, replay value. Whatever happened to the replay value? Like Dynasty Warrior game replay value. Just saying there. So anyway, so apparently God of War Ragnarok and Gran Turismo 7 will also be cross-gen. So do I have a problem with that? No. Is it a good decision for Sony to do that? Definitely. Do I care what the people said who cry, whine about it, and some of the people I even know that I follow? Well, don't care about it, so don't take it personal, but I just want to let people know that, hey, I'm in the side with Review Tech USA and Dreamcast guy of, it's not really a big deal, options are good. However, I do agree, again, what Review Tech USA and Dreamcast guy said. Yongye even said the same thing. Spawn Wave did the same thing. The cross-gen is not the problem. That wasn't the problem there. I agree what they said. The problem is, lately, with Jim Ryan as the head of Sony, and in my previous video about not getting rid of the PS3 and the Vita online store, I said, fire Jim Ryan. Hashtag fire Jim Ryan. That's the problem a lot of people have, is as of right now, he looks like he's a big, fat-ass liar. He's a liar. His nose should be longer, probably longer than Pinocchio, because lately I've been noticing he's been lying left and right. He makes some stupid-ass decision. Oh my God, this guy's even worse than Don Matrix in my opinion. So that was the biggest problem with people, why it's not about so much of the cross-gen. I know there are some, but it's that how Sony as of right now, because the people behind it, they suck. They're liars. They flip-flop too many times. Like in the case with Gran Turismo 5, I gotta give props to Spawn Wave. Yeah, it was advertised as exclusive to the PS5. Should have been to the PS5, in my opinion. God of War Ragnarok, well, it depends. So I didn't really care. But if it wasn't the PS5, so be it. Let's see, Resident Evil Village, believe it or not, I even said it that it would made more sense for the horror game to be just PS5 and Xbox Series XS. But again, Capcom said, hey, why are you throwing away money? People have PS4. Again, understandable. And remember, Resident Evil Village is smart delivery. So you can play it again on the PS5 with higher frame rate and resolution. There you go, no problem. So yeah, the biggest problem, and I agree, is they're liars. Because Sony, it is true about their history that ever since with the PS3, they never ever do cross-gen games with their first-party game. They never. There's always an exclusive for the PS3 and then PS2. It's always been third-party, and they did again with the PS4, with the PS3. First-party game, no. Third-party game, yes. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, I can think of that one. Murder Suspect, there was a PS4 version, there's also a PS3 version. And those are I think launch, but third-party games are always going to be cross-gen. That's a common thing. It makes sense. But with Sony, they never do, because in the past, the reason why you buy a console is because you want to have those exclusive. Microsoft don't really have it because you can play them on computer, and at least Sony also doing the same thing. Quick thoughts about that is, again, options are good, great idea. I love what they're doing. The only problem also what I have is the lying part. They've been lying lately. And of course, my personal issue is the censorship policy rule. But like I said on a different vlog, thought they probably are starting to ease back because it's not working. It's really not working for them. So, again, that was the only problem, is that they lied, because Jim Ryan also said, we believe in generation, that originally Spider-Man Miles Morales and Horizon Forbidden West was going to be only PS5. Makes sense, in my opinion. Kind of makes sense. But they said, no, well, we don't want to, miss the chance to capitalize on the PS4. Again, at least the compensation is smart delivery. They're probably going to do the same thing with God of War, Ragnarok, and Gran Turismo 7. So, again, like I said, the cross-gen, not a problem, in my opinion. If they're going to offer smart delivery. The lying part, yes, I understand. And some people say the defense is, what's the point of buying a PS5? Well, Nobody forced you to buy a PS5. Just saying. They just said, hey, it's a cool system. I mean, what's an advantage of having a PS5 as of right now? Well, you have more time to play it. That's it. Just saying there. So you got more time to touch the console because, guys are willing to pay, at launch because that's how you guys work. So just saying. Yeah. So bottom line really is that the delay, I think it's a good idea. So Miyamoto's mantra, it works. The delay mantra, so no problem there in my opinion. There's only for their first delay. Cross-gen, I think it's great. They should keep up doing that in my opinion until 2022. But I know eventually they're going to stop. But the lying part, they really need to stop because that's really the problem is that they're lying. And business 101, you do not lie to your consumer. And they done that. Capcom done it. I know a lot of companies done it. I mean, you're probably going to say, we had to reevaluate the situation. Maybe that's what happened and that's why they did it. Who knows? But it's not a big deal, folks. I mean, if you guys think it is, can't really say much about it. It's your opinion. But the bottom line for me is I praise cross-gen. I love what they did. Sony did the right move in my opinion. Just saying there. And if it's a problem, you guys, tough cookie. That's my opinion. With that, I'll see you guys later.